I'm almost more looking forward to this than I am a brand new character. Because this is the combat cast that's going to be addressing progression, Krypt, and potentially towers, which is all kind of put together. It's good that they're addressing this fast because this is definitely the biggest issue. What do you think of the review bombing of MK11? Shadow drives, I said this the day we were playing it and the day it came out, the day before the game was actually available, which was technically day before yesterday. I said this isn't going to go over well, like the progression stuff. I was specifically saying people are not going to be happy with this and this is not going to go over well. Because even I am like, oh my god, this is terrible. And that's what this combat cast is about, to address it. So, am I surprised that the game's getting review bombed? No. I mean, people are pissed. People are pissed about the progression stuff. It's not good. It's bad. I want to see these changes almost more than anybody, man. Like, I want that stuff to actually be enjoyable and fun and actually feel progression, instead of just hoping to God that you get something.
First of all, at launch, the difficulty of Towers of Time was too high. 100%. People felt that it was unfair. Real quick, I'm going to be reading some of this because I want to be very clear with what we're doing, so I might look down a lot. That's not usually how I do things. But we'll put it in our own words.
What he's saying is right.
When we're reading things.
Shit was frustrating.
So, again, Towers of Time were too difficult. Unfortunately, that made the process of earning rewards to go through the Krypt seem punishingly slow.
Yes.
I want to be very, very clear about this, and this is maybe the most important part of this thing for me. This game was never designed to encourage in-game purchases.
No.
NetherRealm does not make games that way, and we never have.
That is true. It doesn't encourage in-game purchases. It just encouraged all of your time. That was the thing that hurt me even more than in-game purchases.
The aggressiveness of the modifiers in the Towers of Time was tuned too high. Yep. We're aware of that, and we've already started taking steps to fix that situation. Now, there's a lot of different fixes we're doing to make the enjoyment of the Towers of Time grow, and to do that, let's have a person who knows what they're talking about.
Hey! Okay.
Let's find that person. Oh, it's you.
Yeah, okay. We have to settle for me.
Gotta go for you.
Okay, so through a server-side update, which we pushed out last night, we've reduced the AI's maximum health.
Now, can I talk about that real quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
So there are certain...
I did notice this, too.
You might notice where your 30% combo is only doing 15.
Right.
And that's because they have more health.
Right. So a lot of the opponents that you would go...
I did notice this, yeah.
Had more health.
Actually, beating the AIs got a lot easier last night.
Some of them had up to 4,000 health for like a boss fight and things like that. So we reduced those. So the highest that some of the boss health will get is about 1,500. So it's all been dropped down. We've also adjusted the frequency of modifiers, and we've made many of the unblockable modifiers blockable.
Oh, thank God.
So basically, if you were getting hit by a rocket...
I think we were trying this last night, and it seemed to work. Like, we were actually beating these things.
Rocket, right?
But it was still tough.
Decreased the frequency of that happening, so it'll happen far less often.
We've decreased the frequency of that.
Yeah, whichever way you want to say it.
Words.
So those modifiers will be triggered far less often. So if it was like a 4-second window, it'll be more like a 10-second window that you'll see those now. So that inherently will make things easier for the player with the lower health and also having the frequency less.
Right. And also, like, all the unblockable. So not all the unblockables were... So let me explain something real quick about how we do things here. We've talked about this a lot on stream. There's a thing called a tweak var. Now, what that is, it's sort of a server-side thing we can do that doesn't... You don't see the screen that says...
Updating.
1.2 gigabyte update.
Right.
That doesn't happen. It just, we put it in and it goes. We test it, put it in.
That's good, because they can actively change stuff in the towers.
When we did something for Towers of Time, when you backed out of Towers of Time, you would get that server-side update. So when you went back in,
this actually happened to us live last night, and we kind of noticed the difference. We were like, I wonder if it changed.
Which fixes a lot of the unblockables to blockable. But
yes, we are also working on a patch as quickly as we can to address several of the other factors, including increasing currency rewards and tweaking modifier values that we couldn't address with the tweak vars, right? So say like the rockets, they will happen far less frequently, but they're still unblockable, but you're gonna see them less. And then once we push the patch, they'll be blockable.
And I've actually play tested a lot of these over the last couple of days. And, I will truly admit, when I first started playing the game, there was stuff that I was pretty good at. I play the game a lot. And even as me, someone who plays the game quite a bit and has a lot more experience than our players, there was some stuff that was blocking for me. And I've played it now, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's more fun.
We always want to lean towards fun. That's what we really preach in the studio is it fun? Is it fun? And unfortunately, there were some things that got through that just weren't fun. Yeah. And so we totally immediately wanted to address those. And we're shooting to have the patch out this week, and at the earliest of this week, and the latest at the beginning of next week.
Right. So
you want to say that better?
I like to be the one who says when the patches are going to come, because I'm glad
I
you
messed
did.
that up.
No, I'm glad you did. It's under your section. But I'm always one who says, here, the patch is coming this day, and then I'm wrong, and then people tell me.
So they'll tell me I'm wrong then.
Right. So now, so I want to take the brunt of this. So we will be, we're aiming for the end of this week, definitely, because there's a lot of really cool changes. We want to get in there so you guys can really
the end of this week
experiencing
the full loop.
What we created, the loop of the game.
Right.
So we're hoping to the end of this week, but there is a chance it comes early next week, but we are... The moment he leaves this couch, he's going downstairs to continue working on this.
I can make sure Mark got my check-in in. But like I said, we did push tweak bars last night, so you will see the difficulty lowered in Towers of Time and the modifiers.
It's actually a lot better now.
Frequently. There are some things in the towers that are still meant to be difficult, like group battles. That's a difficult mode that you need to
the group
work with
battles
your
are
buddies
fine
with and talk and things like that, communicate. And we're still going to keep difficult things difficult. But as a whole, the rest of the Towers of Time, we've brought the difficulty down. We want you to enjoy your time in Towers of Time.
Well, yeah, it's important to say there's a wide range of people who play this game. There are people who are very casual and just like going through towers and like doing brutalities and doing cool super moves and specials, and not super moves, pardon me. We don't have those in this game.
Right.
And then there's also people who want a really good challenge in the tower. So there are going to be some of those, and you'll know which ones they are, I'm sure.
So they didn't mention anything about green orbs, or they didn't mention anything about hearts,
we
which are...
try to cater to different players.
They did talk about coins and getting more coins with the new patch, and not the tiny update they did last night. I really want to know, dude, what about hearts?
Everything was too challenging.
Hearts take the longest damn time.
And that wasn't our intention. So we immediately want to address that, and we have, and we're going to continue to address that for you guys.
And we do hope to in the future as well, maybe have a cast where we talk about how the towers work better.
Oh, that's true. They did say currency. So maybe it's all currencies across the board?
Truthfully, on us, like that, I mean...
Yeah, they did, actually, it wasn't coins, they said currency. So maybe,
we wanted to get towers in, and
maybe hearts will be a part of that.
Things, making builds that we were able to push to this room. Schedules, things just kind of didn't go our way. And then I think a lot of problems would have been alleviated if we could have shown how the towers work and been able to use consumables.
Like, consumables are awesome, and they're fun, and they make everything just...
Sure. But at the same time, too hard, and we fixed that.
Yes. So moving on.
I want to get some stuff. I want to talk about the store. As for the store, we want to stress that none of the in-game currencies, hearts, souls, coins, that sort of thing, none of those are for sale. You cannot buy consumables. You cannot buy objects.
So the thing is, there's not a lot of microtransactions. Everyone's saying the game is microtransaction heavy. That's actually not the case.
Through the crypt,
it's time heavy.
Unlock chests or whatnot. You cannot purchase those in the store, and you will not ever be able to.
Now, only cosmetics and easy fatalities.
Right, just cosmetics.
And time crystals are available in the store. Let's talk just a little bit. There has been some, because we never explained it, about how the Krypt works.
Sure.
Let's talk a little bit about how the Krypt boxes are set up and all that sort of thing.
Okay. So
we kind of learned this, though, but I want to hear it from them.
Krypt rewards are distributed. Upon entering the Krypt, each player is presented with their own custom Krypt experience that contains about 600 chests filled with rewards. The content of each of these chests are exactly the same for every player. So their locations, though, are unique to the individual, except for the very special chests.
Heart chests.
Those are the same for everyone. So if you've been in the Krypt and you see a chest that has like Shao Kahn on it or something, right?
Yep.
Like those are specifically...
We discovered this. There's some chests everyone has.
2 players that open all the chests at the end will have the exact same rewards. So you and I will both walk away with the same inventory.
Now, I want to reiterate something really quickly. Like, let's say it's not going to happen where, like, you get this noob sickle and you get this scorpion, like, player module, and he gets the scorpion, the sickle and a kunai.
No.
Like, that doesn't happen. Like, you'll get the same box, it's just in a different spot.
Correct. So everything is is handcrafted, right? So it's not random. You don't open a chest and get random things in there.
Like from a pile, yeah.
Right. You'll notice, like, hey, this chest is all noob stuff. This chest is all concept art.
Yeah.
Right? It's all handcrafted for
Yeah,
a
so
really good,
most chests are
enjoyable
random,
experience.
but the really expensive ones
Two players
are
that
set in stone
open
for
all the
everybody.
chests will end up with the same rewards. But their overall experience will be customized to them and their choices. Furthermore, the crypt is filled with even more secrets and mysteries to discover beyond these obvious rewards. We look forward to everybody experiencing the mysteries of Shang Tsung's island.
Awesome.
And there's some cool things. Like, I don't know if you've found...
Don't talk about it.
But
there's some cool stuff.
okay.
So
They're all right. The crypt
as
is
we're working on
cool.
the patch, we think it's very important.
It's
for us
actually
to,
very fun,
to give a gift to our players.
but you just don't
We
have
discussed today and very important to everyone in the studio.
don't have a lot of currency to go through it with.
So we're going to give a bundle of stuff for you guys, and I have the list. We could figure
Free
out the list.
stuff.
We're doing 500,000 coins.
Yep.
Okay.
Which gets you some. I mean, that's a lot of unlocks.
That is a lot of chests in the
There's a lot
crypt.
of really expensive chests, like the 15,000 ones.
Mm-hmm.
You can buy a bunch of
500,000 is a
You
good
can
amount.
Spend them as you please.
As you please. You can re-roll augments, all sorts of
Whatever
things.
you want to do.
500 hearts, which gets you a good chance.
Yes!
You can open
That's
2
good.
Shao Kahn chests, which
Yeah.
are the ones with Shao Kahn's head on them.
Where they've got so many good things in
Yes.
the Shao Kahn chest, intros, things like that, skins.
Or 5 Scorpion chests, so 500, yeah.
Yep.
1,000 souls, so that's 10 Ermac spires, or you can use them. I don't want to talk about what that is.
Yeah, okay. But you're getting 1,000 of those.
Yep. And 1,000 time crystals.
So that would be if you were to want to buy some skins. You could get two skins.
Premium skins.
Yeah.
Those rewards will be coming out soon. I don't have the exact time on that. We're definitely working on that as we speak as well.
Absolutely.
So yeah, we just want you to have these things so you can really start to experience what we were doing the way we intended it to be. We want, like, while we balance the system, we want to bring it in line with our vision, and we first of all just really want to thank you guys.
So here's the thing. I believe what they're saying, because ultimately at the end of
We
it,
have the best time possible.
there's no
Yeah.
microtransaction to make you go further. And that was the thing that kind of, like, even hurt me more. Was like, just let me pay for it. Like, I don't have the time to do this shit.
Like, we want everyone to
And
really
the
enjoy
progression was so slow that it wasn't the fact that it was microtransaction heavy. It wasn't. Like, you can do microtransactions on some random things. Like, and there's not much control over it. So it was like, oh, if you randomly see a skin, you can get things. But the problem with it was like, I'm going to be here for years. Like, I'm going to be here all the time. So
for sure.
it seems that they're directly trying to make it take less damn time to do so.
Update.
I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt, which is good that they're giving us a good grace, which is like, here's a bunch of coins, here's a bunch of progress items, and we're going to increase the progress items across the board. That's good, because that's the thing that bugged me the most, was that actually doing this shit and getting what I wanted,
Fun, and it's fun. It's a
it
fun
was
loop to go to the
painful.
towers
Like,
and then
it
go
was
to the
like,
crypt and
I want to
open
enjoy
up
this,
all
but this
these
feels
chests,
like
and it's
predatory
a
of my
great fun
time.
Yeah, and once everything's done,
Like, it wants me to play this and nothing else. So it wasn't the fact that it was microtransaction heavy. It was too time intensive. It was way too grindy. I'm actually glad that it was that they sort of did exactly what everyone sort of wanted them to do, which is make the progress go faster. So the whole big issue, and there's been a live story that I've been exposed to, and all the crazy stuff we were dealing with trying to figure it out. The Towers of Time and the Crypt were just not fun. Towers of Time were way too difficult at one point, and they were way too frustrating, meaning that you could play them, but there was no getting good. You needed extra items that were random to actually make you even play them, because it was so random. You had like unblockable things coming in, so they're addressing that, thank God. Because Towers of Time before were not fun. I did notice last night while we were playing, there was an update that happened that kicked us all out of the towers at the same time. We went back in and I was trying towers that we were actually winning again. And I was like, oh, weird. Like, just a little bit of effort, even without much augments and stuff, and you could actually play these and win. They still had the usual 4th of July, Easter MKX tower stuff where things are flying at you. But it seemed like manageable, like the AI actually took damage, and that's what they said. They reduced the amount of damage they reduced the amount of health the AI has, so it actually felt like it was even possible to beat them. Good. It still is going to take a while. It still is going to take some time to unlock the crypt, but the big one that we discovered last night, and they confirmed today, is that there is some chests in the crypt that are specific for everybody. There's things that are random, and everyone's experience is kind of random between, I think, lower currency chests. And some things are in there, but if you need a chest for Noob Saibot, there is actually a chest that people are discovering that is the same for everybody. And I'm still in the process of figuring out, can that chest be reset? Because there is an option to pay money to reset chests. And can we open that chest up again for more character-specific rewards? So the good news is that they are allowing you to get more currency. Coins are a big one, because coins just let you open chests in general. And then there's the green items, and then there's the red items, which are hearts, and hearts are the most important. And you only get hearts right now from random elements inside the crypt, as well as your character doing fatalities. And one of the best ways to get this shit is to make your AI a level 30 in, I believe it's rushdown, and level 30 in combos, and just have an AI for a character just go through tower stuff. Like, they'll do fatalities automatically, they'll give you hearts, like, and if you have to babysit it a little, but even going through certain things here and there, it's actually doing a good job at getting me hearts every once in a while. But still, I feel the reward for hearts, it should not be 1 heart per fatality, it should be like 10. Like, even having to do like 250, so 25 fatalities in order to get one of those chests. And one of those chests is like, a Shao Kahn chest is good. You have a chance of getting like an intro, maybe a brutality, and a skin, and some gear. But that's like one set of things, and there's like, if you're talking about the gear set, if you're gonna get a full gear set, like, you know, skin and 3 gear pieces, there are so many of those. There's like 50 to 60 of those per character in some situations. So it's still gonna take you a shit ton of time. So all things considered, in my personal opinion, I think hearts are the big issue. Like, hearts need to be replenished. Like, that shit needs to come back faster. It is the most... You can only get it by doing fatalities to people. I was wondering why everyone was doing fatalities to me in the first day. I was like, what the hell is going on? Why is everyone fatalizing the shit out of me? Like, what did I do? And people are doing it because you need the hearts. Like, you only got 1 heart per fatality. So, I think more things need to reward hearts. Like... That's the big one. We're getting an okay amount of coins, but my god, man, there has to be more. I think, yeah, rewarding fatalities online should be worth more as well. I really do. I hope that stuff gets fixed, and they did say that they're upping currency across the board, so the amount of coins and green shit and red shit that you get is going to be bigger. That's good. It's just that what they set up at the start was really rough. I was like, this seems like evil of my time. Like, it was like it didn't want me to make any progress unless I was putting 6 hours per day. That's how insane it was. And it was not good. So there's a lot of confusion that this shit was microtransaction heavy. It's actually not. I can show you what is microtransaction. It's not even very practical because it's so random. So here's the new premium shop. You can buy these things throughout, a Scorpion Brutality. I think I'm gonna have to buy that. How much does it cost? Okay, it costs 500 time crystals. I'm not there yet. But through my AI just doing bullshit, here, you can actually see it here. I've already gotten 460 time crystals. I actually bought one of these yesterday that was 500 time crystals, and that's 100 time crystals is $1 each. So it's like, if these randomly show up here and there's something you want, I feel you should have enough time crystals if you don't spend them all the time to get something. And that's okay, because this is just like, this is like a freebie. And if you really want it, you can, spend actual money. Wait, where the hell is it? You can actually spend actual money on this shit, but I don't think that's necessary at all. Like, I don't think spending real money on this is worth it, because you get time crystals just through playing the game. Not a lot, but some. Like, they were there every once in a while. So it's not even the fact that it was super microtransaction heavy. This is completely optional if you want to do this, because all this shit is earnable in the crypt. The problem was that before, it took so long to earn it that it was like, Jesus, man, like, when am I ever gonna see this shit? And that's the thing I'm really curious about. So, if they're able to address that, please make it so that we can actually see progress when we get some of this stuff. I'm probably going to buy the Scorpion Brutality when I get a chance, because if I see brutalities, I'm gonna get them. You can't do brutalities without unlocking them, which is some of the most unfortunate shit. I'm hopeful. I got 139k for my character grinding on certain things last night, which was good. just by setting my AI overnight. And unfortunately, I did try, like, the little gimmick I tried. If you have a turbo button, you can turbo the X button, which also presses continue on an AI fighter, just like Injustice 2. I did classic towers, and I sent my AI through the endless tower. This one. And it looks like they got past 25 wins, but they did not get to 50 wins. So my character probably got like 40-something wins and got pretty far up there. Defeat as many opponents without a loss. So that's not bad. So it ended up getting me like 130k and some hearts, and I think it took about an hour. And I just let that shit go in the background. Ultimately, like, I just want to feel that I can do the Towers of Time and not be stuck in an infinite grinding loop. Which is rough. It didn't work very well last night. I got about 40 wins. We were hoping I was going to get like 1,000 hearts. I didn't end up getting that much at all. So we're trying to figure out ways to make this better. And this is the exact same thing that was in Injustice 2. Like, let your character go through a tower and just let them earn shit. So I don't know why they're inclined to keep that. They must have something that, like, everyone plays towers. There's a lot of people playing towers because they have their turbo buttons on your towers trying to earn currency. If that's the way it is, don't feel guilty about this shit, because they literally give you the tools to do it. Like, you literally have the tools to do it. So if you have any cheap arcade sticks, I think a Quanba drone is like maybe a $70, $80 arcade stick. You can get a turbo button on that. I don't know. Like, it is the way it is, and the more ways that I discover in the future that we can make this easier, if we get specific locations of boxes that have rewards that are good, I will make videos in the future sort of highlighting that, so that we all can have some concrete information as far as what is in what, how we get to what we want the fastest. No, I'm not trying to save this game. I am not trying to save this game. I am not in defense of how this shit works. I'm in defense of, let me spend 20 to 40 bucks and unlock the whole Krypt. Let me do that. Like, I actually want that. No shit. Like, I would love to go through the Krypt and just give me all the currency so I can just go through and get shit. I would have more fun with that than spending all my extra time doing this. But I understand what they're trying to set up. I think there should be rewards for the Krypt, and there should be rewards for Towers of Time, which there already is. There's things that you can only get in Towers, and there's things that you can only get in Krypt. And if it stayed that way, then you know what? Okay, because that means that if you spent actual money to avoid the grind, you could, and I would probably do that, to be completely frank. I did it for MKX, but there's still the Towers of Time and all those unlockables, and that's awesome. Like, I can, oh, there's a tower up for Sub-Zero. I'm gonna go do that one really quick because, yeah, you can only get it in Towers of Time. That shit makes sense to me, you know? But it's the fact that it's like halved and halved right now, and the Krypt still is like, has a big random element, and it is going to take a lot of currency to unlock some stuff. So that's where I'm currently at. Like, I think the Krypt is really cool. It's just that the way it's implemented in the progress was very slow, painfully slow. And they're addressing it, which is nice. And we're going to see how well they address it when the full patch comes out. But I can already tell you from what has already gone through, yes, completing Towers of Time are a lot easier, and you can set your AI to do it. And the AI sort of whoops their ass, at least with Noob Saibot, so I'm happy with that.